Yet the right are the ones that are supposed to be little scaredy, wimpy, mamby-pambies running around. Oh, you want a gun everywhere you go? Are you so scared? Well, I can tell you this. If you had some teachers or some retired military or professional or police officers roaming the school district hallways and grounds, your kids there would be no cutting off of school. You'd still be going to school. Why? Because your kids would be protected. I mean, saying somebody is, well, you must be a scaredy cat if you want to carry a gun. It's like saying, well, geez, I know there's crime, but I don't want to live in fear, so we're just not going to have cops. Because having a cop means that, we're just too scared. Now, and it's amazing that liberals are the first ones that want to well, they have this dichotomy. They want to blame the police for everything that goes wrong, but they want more of them. They don't want you to have guns. They don't want you to protect yourself. They want you to wait for the police to come and protect you. But when the police come and protect you, then they want to denigrate and demean the police for protecting you because, oh yeah, that cop just shot that guy for no reason. And in 99% of the cases, there was justifiable reasons for a police using his firearm. Yes, there is that 1% that and those cops have been punished or should be punished. But the vast, 99%, they followed procedure. They did the right thing. And yet we got the left out there who are saying, well, you can't handle protecting yourself, so let somebody else do it. Let the police do it. So you hire more police, and then you send the police out whenever that your life or life and limb is in danger because you follow the whole liberal nonsense that you should let the police protect you. So the police come out and try to protect you. And then the liberals say, well, the police use too much force in trying to protect you, and that now we're going to, call for all cops to die and be killed and all that kind of stuff, pig this and pig that, wrap him in a blanket, and call for every time the police pulls his gun, forget that he fires it. Oh my God, if he fires it, he should be done. He should be skewered. But if he pulls his gun, oh look, he's an aggressive cop, get rid of him. But yet and still then they turn around and say, well, we need more police because we need more protection because we can't protect ourselves. Can you see this circular idiocy? Well, they're doing the same thing with terrorism. Don't be afraid of terrorism. We just need more, we need more surveillance and more this. And then you get the ACLU saying, well, no, you can't do that kind of surveillance. You can't do that kind of surveillance. You can't do that kind of surveillance. Oh, but hey, we need to let in more of these potential, terrorists because they're not all terrorists. They're not all terrorists, 1%, only 1%. Only 1% of hey, only 1% of cops are bad. But you want to get rid of all cops because 1% of cops are bad. You want to punish nearly all cops because you got 1% of them that are bad. But then you run around and say, well, geez, you can't blame all Syrians and all Muslims for being terrorists when it's only about 1% of them. Well, let me tell you something. Those 1% of terrorists have done far more damage and have killed far more people than the 100% of American police. Let me repeat that so people understand it and don't get it, twisted. Love Diamond and Silk. Don't get it twisted. The 1% of the Muslims or Islamists have caused more death and destruction than every single cop in America. 100% of police. But yet you want us to invite these people in. Why? So you can yell and scream when something like San Bernardino happens. Oh, the police have got to get out there and help us. We don't have enough cops. Get out there and help us. And so when there are some liberals out there who are demeaning the cops for killing these two terrorists. Did you hear that? There was where did I put that story on? There, the police. I don't have to make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. there was some liberal group, they're a vast minority, like I like to call them, but they were actually out there saying that the police used too much force. They could have captured them alive. Are you kidding me? Well, it just goes to show. Yeah, I think I am evolving past the notion that liberalism is a mental disorder to plain and simple that liberals are just devoid of a brain. Because there are even mentally sick people that have more understanding of the world than these liberals do. I'm listening to them talk about, how terrible it is that that people want to keep out the Syrians. They make all these memes. Yeah, this mom and this baby, they're real terrorism. They're real terrorists, all right. And then now there's a meme going around about Trudeau up there, allowing 25,000 or whatever it is number is, he's meeting them personally. But they leave out the fact that Trudeau up in Canada just said, well, you know what? If you're of fighting age, if you're a single male of fighting age, you can't come into Canada. They don't talk. Liberals down here don't talk about that. See, even they understand it. And let's not forget that the Tsarnaev brothers, known as the Boston Marathon bombers, they were refugees at one point. They were kids. Their mom was a refugeette. And look what happened. No, yeah, I'm sure a majority of these people are not going to cause trouble. They're not going to cause terroristic activity or but how are we going to know? And is it worth that risk? No, it's not worth the risk. It doesn't say that we're an evil, mean, self-centered nation if we don't take in a certain group of people. It's called being a normal human being. It's called self-preservation. It's not called living in fear. See, shutting down an entire school district for a day because of a hoax, well, that's living in fear. Preventing legitimately a group of people because you do not, from entering your country because you do not know which ones are going to be aggressive, violent terrorists and which ones will not be, and you have no way of determining this, that's not called living in fear. That's called being smart. And as we're learning, this whole notion that it's only males between the ages of 16 and 35 that are running around being we're finding out that's not true anymore. Not to mention, you've got all these wonderful women, these mothers, that are radicalizing their children, especially their sons. Look, you've got Muslim women running around in groups, running around outside, chastising American women. Why are you wearing that? Who are you trying to seduce? Who? Huh? You are a whore. You are a slut. You are trying to seduce every man on the street. Why? Who are you trying to seduce wearing that shirt? Who are you trying to seduce wearing that dress? Who are you trying to seduce wearing those shoes and no head covering? Who are you trying? You slut, you whore, you're trying to seduce every male. You can't have my husband. Stop trying to seduce him. Go away. Look, we've got go to YouTube. You can find that kind of stuff. It's all over the place. So how are we going to say that, oh yeah, we'll just allow women and children in? Those women are radicalizing their sons who grow up to be like the Tsarnaev brothers. So do you let these people in when their whole goal is your entire civilization's destruction? I don't know how many times they have said it. They've said it on film. They've said it in speeches. They said it as they rumbled down the streets in taking over tanks and in Toyota trucks. They said, we're going to kill the West. We're going to kill them all. They're going to succumb to Islam because your society is filthy, disgusting, and Allah can't stand it. We're going to kill it all. Destroy. They've said it over and over again for the last 50 years. And you still want to tell me that we're being mean because we don't want to let them all in. I'm sorry, we just don't understand and know who's a terrorist and who isn't. We don't. We have no way of really knowing. Sure, we can limit our exposure, or so we think, but we probably thought it was nice and safe to let the Tsarnaev family in. Well, there's a few dozen people down in Boston that now disagree with you. Oh, I'm sorry, some of them can't disagree with you because they're dead. There's a few people out in San Bernardino, California that would disagree with you. Oh, well, some of them can't disagree with you because why? They're dead. There are nearly 3,000 people from 2001 that can no longer disagree with you because they're dead. Now, how many more people must be put in a position where they cannot disagree with you anymore, leftists, because they will be dead? How many more will make you happy? So you see, wearing a gun has nothing to do with being scared. It has everything to do with self-preservation and protecting those around you. Family, friends, neighborhoods, innocent kids. Now, it hasn't happened in this country so much yet, but what was it? What was the country that had the mall shooting? Was it Kenya or was that Nigeria? Some African country that had a mall shooting. Terrorists went into a mall and started shooting up the place for hours. When are we? I don't know. When is a liberal going to wake up? When their Abercrombie and Fitch store gets torched and shot up? Is that when they're going to start paying attention? Or maybe they'll pay attention if their favorite movie stars get caught in the crossfire. I don't know. I don't know when they're going to wake up. I don't know if they'll ever wake up. Maybe that's what it's going to... maybe their favorite Gen X stars are going to have to get killed by terrorists for them to finally wake up. What are we going to have to, eliminate some boy bands for them? The terrorists going to have to eliminate some boy bands for them to wake up to this threat? Of course, I don't want to see any of that type of thing happen, but I'm asking, what is it going to take for these 9 mind-numb Neanderthals to wake up to the fact that there are people out there in this world that just hate us for being who we are? And there's nothing you can do that is going to make them like you. Nothing. I don't know what it's going to take for them to wake up. Maybe they're going to have to be facing, down the barrel of a gun, and they can probably say, "No, wait. We wanted you to come here. We're sorry. We just want you to like us." Boom. Well, you're not going to be able to disagree with a terrorist then because you're going to be dead. I don't know. I don't understand. I try to understand these people, folks. I really and I try to disseminate so I can help you understand them as well. But there are just certain things that are just the purview of God, I guess, that the rest of us are not meant to understand. And therefore, I have to say, throw my arms up and say, I guess I'm not going to stop trying to understand them. But I guess the reality is that maybe I'm not supposed to fully, none of us are supposed to fully understand, the liberal nut job. And if you can't deal with that as a conservative, I'm going to tell you, you're going to need to get off of social media. Because Facebook and Google and Twitter, they're loaded, and they're going to be loaded in other places too, We'll be right back, folks. Hang in there.